Marty here with Warehousing Operations as a Career. Hope you're having a great week, and I want to thank you for checking in with us today. I was asked last week by a young gentleman named Brad with a background in the restaurant industry what kind of a warehouse job was the easiest to get into. He was looking to make more money and be able to get more hours. He'd been working in the same restaurant for a major chain for about 3 years. He had started with him right out of high school, working in the back of the restaurant, really enjoyed it for his first year, then was moved to the front. He is presently a lead waiter and feels his bring-home pay is about right for the work that he's doing, but he'd like a little bit more in the form of compensation, more hours, and really more opportunities. He reminded me of our example employee. Remember Joe character from our first few episodes? He wanted more. And was kind of introduced to distribution by the food service industry delivery drivers that was delivering to the restaurant that he was employed with. Brad's done a bit of research regarding the positions available in his area and was introduced to us here at WAOC by a friend who listens to our shows. His friend works for a distribution warehouse, been there about 5 months and is really enjoying the work. He's up on the front of the docks unloading containers. He's really enjoying the physical aspect of the job, the hours fit, into his schedule, and he's excited about everything that he's learning. Brad's been looking at the job postings. Several facilities are hiring in his area, both distribution warehouses and production facilities. Although Brad has a friend at one of the distribution facilities with so many openings around town, he'd like to know our thoughts. And did we have a preference or believe one type of facility was better or offer more opportunities than the other? First, I'd like to thank you, Brad, for listening in with us here at WAOC and applaud you for doing your homework or researching the different facilities and positions being offered in your areas. Going out and getting a paycheck is usually, pretty easy thing. We can usually find something, but here at WAOC, we really believe it's important that we enjoy our job and the work we'll be doing, and that there's advancement and raises in our future, preferably in short-term future. And with just a bit of planning, research, and initiative, we can all but ensure we land at the right company and for the right reasons. To answer the question, do we have a preference or is there one type of facility or industry better than the other? I'd answer absolutely not. In my experiences, both distribution and production and all the tasks involved with each can offer great jobs and long-term careers. It's always nice to have a friend working with you, of course, but I think we each have to settle in with something we enjoy and fits our needs. After all, we're going to make new friends wherever we're at. It's important we do something we enjoy instead of possibly doing what our friends find interesting. Distribution is great and will typically offer us tasks such as warehouse sanitation, unloading, loading, maybe even pallet running. And it may expose us to different types of powered industrial equipment like the electric pallet jacks, floor scrubbers, set-down forklifts, or stand-up lifts like the reach trucks, maybe even slip sheet or clamp trucks. Order selecting may be one of our goals in a distribution facility, or, as a transportation position, being a driver helper is a great entry-level position into the delivery world. And there's several warehouse positions that can lead us into the front offices, accounting or admin areas like inventory control, salvage or loss recovery. What else? Returns departments, routing or assigning stops to delivery, things like that. And of course, a host of lower, mid, and upper management opportunities are really just waiting on us. That's one of the great things about any warehousing function. There's plenty of directions to go, and advancement is honestly up to us. As we've discussed, practically everything we'll use today, almost every material thing that we see has been brought through a distribution center and was delivered on a truck by a driver. Production facilities offer just as many tasks or positions and opportunities. We'll be creating components of or pieces to products or units themselves. Something I enjoy about production is the organization skills learned, the teamwork that's involved in so many of the production areas. Whether we're producing units or in the service sector of production, it's always really nice to see an end accomplished. Typically, there may be fewer powered industrial equipment opportunities like the electric pallet jacks and forklifts to learn, but there may very well be many other machines, mixers, very niche or specific motored mechanical opportunities that we can master. I've had the opportunity to see a large portioner machine. It had several different compartments for spices, flours, meals. An employee would load them from 25 and 50-pound bags. The machine would be set or configured to volume control ounces of the products into a mix which was moved on to another station for packaging. Another really neat machine, and it was huge, was a dried bean packager where the beans were packaged in 50-pound bags. The bags, of course, would be stacked on a pallet then, and a runner would take them to, or take the full pallets to the shipping department. Oh, and a carpet cleaner where large rolls of carpet are threaded through a washer, then cleaned, dried, and fluffed, re-rolled, and ready to go back out. Let's not forget, we're still in warehousing, so the task of quality control, inventory control, things like loss prevention, damages, all that stuff's still on the table also. And it still takes leads, supervisors, and managers to oversee and plan operations. Production can offer us great advancement and management opportunities as well. And building maintenance. Let's not forget about building maintenance. It takes a strong facilities department to keep any type of warehouse up and running. As we've learned, someone has to keep all that powered equipment and conveyors and machines running, as well as the electrical pieces like the lighting, air, and heat. So how do we decide what to do, what job to apply for? I know when I was looking for that first job, I looked for a paycheck. Any job was going to be fine with me. Today, I feel we have to have a bit more targeted plan. Companies are looking for experience in the particular task that we're going to be applying for. Productivity is a driving force in the decisions being made by the hiring agents or recruiters that we're going to be meeting with. And as we've heard from a few of our guests, it seems more and more companies are reaching out to sourcing or staffing companies to find that experienced talent. With the cost of training being so high with some positions, it does create quite a shortcut for them. So I believe we need to know what type of task we'd enjoy and what kind of money we want to make so we can get that experience and skill to get hired on and have that long-term job. Once we're exposed to all the opportunities, we'll turn that into a long-term career. By now you've probably realized I think operations is a wonderful job and a career. For us that are through with our first jobs and really kind of ready to move on, college or specialized fields or paths aren't on our minds just yet. Warehousing or operations can certainly afford us a very enjoyable, long-term, well-paying avenue for a great life and plenty of advancement opportunities. I'd suggest looking at what we need. Location, of course, will be at the forefront of our list, I'd have to believe. We don't want to be spending too much of our time or fuel on getting to or from work. Our pay, the hourly rate or weekly salary, of course, that's an integral part of this equation, but as we've discussed, let's not get too hung up on a specific amount here. I mean, if our job is across the street from our house, we could probably accept a couple of bucks less an hour, versus having a 30-mile drive each way. That's going to eat up much more fuel and time and cost us more hourly. It's really all about what we have left at the end of the month or what is left at the end of the year. Let's remember, our net worth isn't what we make hourly. It has to be combined with what it costs us to live and what's left at the end of each week. And then I feel we need to look a year down the road. What is our plan? Training is education, and we're getting paid instead of paying for that education. I think every position we work is providing a free education to our next position, which may very well pay us a bit better. Before making myself a target list of companies to apply with, I do a little research on them. With the internet at our fingertips, it's easy to check out some employee reviews, the competition's reviews, and really check out the industry. It's so easy to see how many employees that they employ, the benefits that they're offering, insurances being offered. And it never hurts to call with a few questions. They should be happy to answer them. After all, they're looking for employees. They've got an ad out there. So they're going to be interested in us. Now, as we talked about before, the important thing is to get our foot in the door. If we've identified a strong company that we'd like to work for and that they offer the positions we want and the benefits are to our liking, we have to get hired on before we can go from unemployed to employed. If we don't presently possess the skills required for the wage that we want with them, Let's use them to learn it. Be open to accept another position at a lower rate. Once we get any position with them, we'll show management how hard we'll work, what kind of a job we can do for them, and we're going to ask questions, participate with the team, and learn not only our tasks but the other positions around us, and let our manager know we have other positions on our mind, and we're going to earn them, and we're patiently waiting on that next promotion. Patiently within reason, of course. One thing I'd like to bring up again, we spoke to it a couple of weeks ago. Let's really think through leaving one job for another for just like 25 or 50 cents an hour. Just this week, I spoke with a gentleman that was commenting how he now was making 42 cents more an hour, but his bring-home pay was less than the job he left to make more money. What happened with him was toll roads were in the way, and he was used to getting about 5 or 6 hours a week overtime at his old job, and now the new job has little to none to offer. Now, he wasn't at his previous job all that long, so he didn't have a huge investment or relationship ties, but I'm not sure the switch has really paid off so far. We certainly must work at a facility that fits us and where we fit in with the company as well, but I just feel it's important we really look at the big picture when we're thinking pay rates, and that we don't get hung up on that hourly wage or dollar amount. I've always been big on adding in any benefits offered, like my travel time, etc., and maybe looking at my weekly pay or yearly W-2 wages instead of that hourly rate. Opportunities for advancement or promotions to other tasks have to play a part in that decision also. What quicker way to experience an increase or get a raise than stepping up to a task with more responsibility or using another piece of equipment or additional machines, right? I kind of got off the beaten path, but to sum it up, most any warehousing job in any industry can serve us very well. If we love the operations and logistics worlds, we'll have some great jobs and we'll turn them into outstanding careers. The key is to do our research, interview the company as well as give them an interview, work hard, be on time for our shifts, and keep reaching for more. Ops will give us what we need to secure a future for our families and ourselves, a work life we can retire from. I hope I answered the question today and offered up a bit of value to you. We really appreciate all the comments and questions each week, and feel free to reach out as well with any thoughts or experiences you'd like to share with the group. Participation is learning, or always has helped me. Until next week, properly prepare for our shifts, wear our personal protective equipment, and be that safety-conscious employee. Our work peers, family, and loved ones are counting on us.